Hey everybody, Ryan here at etrailer.com. Today on our 2010 GMC Acadia, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the etrailer.com Class 3 2-inch trailer hitch receiver. Now, one of my favorite things about this hitch is it's going to sit pretty much flush with our bumper, and that's actually going to allow us, when not in use, to cover it with our factory removable panel. Another thing I really like about this hitch is its matte black carbide finish. It's going to be very durable and tough and stand up really good to the elements. It's also going to be very scratch resistant. It's also going to blend in really nicely when our panel is off. This is going to be a Class 3 hitch, so it's going to utilize a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening. It's also going to have a reinforced collar for extra strength. The pinhole size is going to be the standard 5/8. And if you need a pin and clip, you can pick one up on etrailer.com. And it's also going to have plate style safety chain openings, which are going to give us enough room to use just about any size hook that we might have. This hitch is going to offer us good weight capacities. It's going to have a maximum tongue weight rating of 500 pounds. So that's going to be the amount of weight pushing down on the receiver tube. It's going to have a maximum gross trailer weight rating of 5,000 pounds. So that's going to be the amount of weight pulling on the hitch. So that's the weight of your trailer plus anything you might have on it. Now, it can be used with the weight distribution system, and when using that kit, the maximum tongue weight goes up to 600 pounds and the maximum trailer weight goes up to 6,000 pounds. Now, it's always a good idea to check with your Acadia's owner's manual to make sure you can pull that much weight. Now I'm going to give you a couple of measurements. These are going to help you when deciding which hitch mounted accessories to use. From the ground to the top inside edge of the receiver tube opening is about 19.5 inches. You're going to use that measurement to figure out if you need to get a ball mount with either a drop or a rise. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the edge of the rear bumper is about 5 inches. You're going to use that measurement to figure out if any folding accessories you might have can be stored in the upright position without making contact with the bumper. Now that we went over some features, let's show you how to get it installed. To begin our install, we're first going to remove this panel. It's really easy. There's 2 twist knobs right here. It's really easy. We're just going to turn these quarter-turn fasteners and pull it down and set it off to the side. Our next step is going to be to lower the exhaust. But before we do that, I like to use a strap and put it on side to side. That way when we lower the exhaust, it doesn't come flying down. We can kind of control how fast it'll come down. Now there's going to be 5 rubber isolator hangers that we're going to have to undo. There's going to be 1 on each side of the muffler on both sides of the vehicle, and there's going to be 1 closer to the center right there. To remove our hangers, it's a good idea to first spray them down with some type of silicone lubricant. That way it makes them easier to come off. Then we can grab a pry bar and push it to get it to release from the metal hanger. We're going to use that same technique for the rest of them. Now we can lower our exhaust down a couple inches to give us some more working room. Now before we go any further, I'd just like to point out our attachment points that are going to hold our hitch into place. In the center of the vehicle, there's going to be 2 holes here and here. And then on each side of our GMC, there's going to be 2 factory well nuts here and here. Now it is a good idea, because these well nuts can get rusty, to actually clean those out before we install a hitch. So you can just use some spray lubricant and a tube brush, which if you need one of these, you can pick it up at etrailer.com, and just run it in through the threads to clean all that rust and debris out of there. Now once you think you have it cleaned out good enough, it's a good idea to actually grab one of the bolts that comes with the hitch and thread it in. It should thread in freely and easily. Now if it doesn't, you're going to have to clean it out some more, and it'll just make life a lot easier when we go to install the hitch. Now we can fish wire our hardware into these two holes. How we're going to do that is take our fish wire, we're going to take the coiled end and put it through that small circle hole. We're actually going to push it to the side of the vehicle. It's actually going to come out here at the end of our bumper tube. Now what we're going to do is take a spacer block, put that on first, just slides right over. Then we'll take a carriage bolt and thread that into the fish wire. Now we're going to push all this hardware up into the bumper tube and pull it out. Once it's in there, you can just work it down. And it'll drop down just like that. And we're going to use that same technique to do this hole. Now with an extra set of hands, we can lift our hitch into place. We're going to take our fish wire and put the end of it through each hole on the hitch. We can lift it up, and over here on the frame rail we can get one of our bolts started. We're going to use this bolt and a conical tooth washer. Now we always going to want the teeth on the washer to face the hitch. Let's go ahead and get it threaded in. Now we're going to want to get one bolt on each side started. That way the hitch will support itself while we work on the rest of the hardware. With all of our bolts hand tight on the frame rails, we're going to go ahead and snug them up, and that'll help pull the hitch up. Now we can remove our fish wire, and then we can take our flange nut and thread it on. Now a little trick I found to get it tightened down is to put an extension through our safety chain opening here, then put our socket on. We can run it down this way. Now using a torque wrench, we can torque all of our hardware down. You can find that torque specification in your instructions. With all of our hardware torqued, we can raise our exhaust back into position and rehang it the same way that we took it down. And finally, we can remove our safety strap. And that'll do it for our look at and installation of the etrailer.com trailer hitch receiver on our 2010 GMC Acadia.